Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from. Happy New Year, happy 2023. This is the first stream of the year for me, so glad you can join me. Welcome. As always, if you have any questions throughout the show, start your message with the letter Q, and it makes it a little bit easier for me to find on the screen here. Otherwise, we are going to chat about some things that are going on, talk about streaming gear and ATEM Minis, YoloBoxes, and whatever else you want to talk about. So let's, I guess, kick things off. I'll also probably at some point talk about my plans for my space here, which is always, it's just been a constant struggle for me. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, I did want to thank Kane from last week's stream, because Kane chimed in at the last second with the super chat. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. That came in right after we had already wrapped up the show, so I didn't get a chance to say thank you before. So yeah, it's been a week. It's the first week of the year is officially over, and you may have noticed that I did not do a live stream on Sunday last week, which was January 1st, because the day before, December 31st, I did an 8-hour live stream. Maybe it was like 7.5, something like that. It was ridiculously long. It was a lot of fun. We went from New Year's in Central European time all the way till New Year's on the East Coast of the United States, celebrating New Year's at every time zone along the way. So that was a lot of fun. Thanks all for joining. I know a lot of you were there almost the whole time. I think some of you were there the whole time, which is awesome. That was fun. Of course, that replays up if you missed it. It was a good party. Just put it on in the background while you're cleaning or something. We answered a bunch of questions then. I'm sure there was something I missed. There's no way I'm going to be able to find them again. So if you do have any questions I didn't get to last time because we were too busy celebrating the new year, feel free to ask them again. Oh yes, and CES was this week. Meteorex was there. Hello from Las Vegas. I'm glad you could be there. I did not go to CES. I stayed here in the nice rainy and cold Portland, recovering from my one day at CES. That's how I would feel too. Those shows are a lot. Those are a lot. Eric says all the time zones. Well, most of the time zones UTC +2. I guess we did start right after UTC +2. So we didn't do a countdown to New Year's, but we said Happy New Year's to Finland. It was fun. Okay, so before we get to the questions, I wanted to talk about a new thing that I'm doing on this stream, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm trying to remember if I have my buttons here for it. Nope. You know how you can never have too many buttons in Companion. I think that's just like a general rule. I don't even know what input that's on. I plugged in a iPad so I could share stuff from from slides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I wish there was an easier way to find the number after you label inputs. But this should work. I am going to start every month for this year with a giveaway, and that is going to be two prizes. There's going to be an extreme prize and there's going to be a mini prize. The extreme prize is good for 50% off any of the digital products that you can find on my store, like the planners, the video stress test clips. That's both the Etsy planner and the YouTube channel organizer, which is the PDF version, or your choice, $20 off any physical products, including the PK1 stands, my RGB socks, which are pretty fun, or other things in my Shopify store. And that will go to anybody, excuse me, where's my water? That we're going to draw randomly towards the end of the hour. The extreme prize is anybody who has sent in a super chat in the last 30 days. That's kind of my way of I don't have an official membership program yet, and that's the closest we have here. So if you have sent in a super chat in the last 30 days, you are already entered. You still can enter today by doing that. And then the mini prize will be anybody who has said anything in the chat during this stream. So the only way to get entered into this is to actually say something in the chat. And then it will pick from people who are here today. So we'll do that in like an hour or so, and give people a chance to actually say hi in the chat. So you can just say where you're from during the countdown timer, or as we're talking about stuff today, you will be entered. You don't have to say anything more than once to be entered. Like you just have to be in the chat today. So you don't get any more entries by saying more things. So don't spam the chat. And Andre is reminding us to hit the like button. Thank you for that. Great idea. And DJ Ware coming in with a super chat already. Coming in strong. Thank you very much. Are you using the M5 stick as a tally light, or do you use some other solution? Fantastic question. I was using the M5 sticks for a while. I guess it was actually quite a long time ago now. At this point, I am not using tally lights in my studio. It's not... because I'm the only one in here, I don't need the indicator on the cameras about which one is up. If I were filming other people in the studio or doing things where I'm not the one on the camera, then I would be more interested in finding a solution for that. So yeah, sadly I haven't played around much with the M5 in a while, other than setting up the tally system at now it was like, I think it was actually 2 years ago. Wild. Because it was what year is this? Yeah, it would have been 2021. So I am interested to like try some of the new stuff out there. Like I know I had just started to set up what's it called, Tally Arbiter, and didn't get very deep into that before I just moved on to other projects. So yep. Fantastic question, and thank you for the super chat. Mike says, nice engagement, hashtag engagement. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to try to, maybe I'll slip in a third giveaway prize for some other kind of, I was thinking the secret codes are so much fun. I think I might start hiding a secret code in my regular videos so that you can find them in the regular videos. We'll see where that can fit that in. I have to figure out how that works with the giveaway mechanism. Okay, so with the giveaway in mind, we'll draw our winners later during the stream. The couple other updates. Oh yeah, Eric likes the secret code. I know, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Here's the trick. The way I've done the secret codes before is by using Gleam for the giveaway platform, where you go to that website. That's the one that gives you like all the little ways to enter, and you get different points for each of them. And it's great because I can make a secret code in that, and then it can give you more entries if you find the code. But you can also enter other ways. The problem is that doesn't really mesh with the way I'm doing this giveaway, which is just using the chat log, like from YouTube. So we're going to go pull the chat logs of everybody who sent in a super chat, draw someone from that. We're going to go pull the chat logs of everybody who's sent something in the chat today. So I don't have your email address from that. I don't have any like actual information other than your name and picture. So I need to find some way to do the secret code thing. Yeah, so, okay. Other updates. No, I did that thing again. Other updates, I have been trying to get the stinger button to work, and I keep forgetting to make sure the preview source is, maybe I should update that right now to make it not do that. This is an interesting question. Is this possible? Because I'm not actually sure if it is. What I would like to do is I would like to make this button not just run the auto transition, but I want to take whatever's on the program and put it on the preview. I don't think I can do that because I don't think there's like a, because I want to take preview, set the preview input, from variables. Maybe I can. we can do variables in Companion now. So let's see if we can find a variable for what's on the program. Constellation, program, ID of input active on program bus ME1. So if we take this and we put this here, input on program, okay. And then what this should do is whatever I've got on the program is going to be set to the preview, and then we're going to cut to that. That's actually bad for my regular show, because that's how I start the show. So I need a new button for this. I need a stinger. What does the multi-view button do? Oh, that's showing you the multi-view. I need to eat one of these buttons. Can I kill this one? Yeah, we're going to kill that one. We're going to move that over here. We're going to move that over here. We're going to make this one's a regular stinger. Stinger to preview. Stinger on program. That's what we're going to call that. And we're going to delete the action from here. So the reason I had to do that is because this button is how I actually start the show. And what it does is it actually, it pushes button 19. So it pushes that button. So it's going to take preview, my main camera, run the stinger. That should work right now. We should get the stinger cut back to the main camera. Yeah. And then if I press the new button, stinger on program, it should, let me double check what's on preview. Oh, I don't even have it on my multi-view. That's why I keep messing it up. We're going to go and make it so I can actually see the preview. I normally don't ever switch that way, so that's why I don't have it in my multi-view. Okay, so we're going to put the main camera on preview, and I'm going to run the stinger, and it should not change. It should stay on this layout. Let's see if that works. That's perfect. I'll take it. Okay. We built a little companion action using variables. So that is something, it's relatively new in Companion, but I don't remember if it's in like the latest download that you can get, or if it's only in the betas, but that lets us do some super cool things, because I don't always know what's going to be on the program when I want to run the stinger. Probably it's always my main camera. I maybe could have just hard coded it, but this now means I don't need to worry about it. So, okay, that was fun. Where was I? I wanted to actually change topics, which is what that stinger is for. Oh, I have a new stinger. That was the update. And that is actually now using the media clip player in the ATEM, which this is where I can load 60 frames of video into the media pool in one, what they call clip. I can add a sound to it as well. And then this is used, if you load it into one of the media players, what I have it in input 4, then the little sting action does something. So this is where we're all dying to know what's the plan for that sting button on the ATEM Mini Extreme, because the ATEM Mini Extreme does not have the clip player thing. So either there's secret storage in the Extreme that they haven't turned on yet, where they will be able to load in video clips, animation clips, or there's some other thing that they're going to call sting on the Extreme. So who knows? It's been a while since that's been out and no updates there yet. So, but this is on the larger ATEMs. So that was, yeah, that was, I've been trying to move my stinger into there so I can stop using the Hyperdeck for it, because it's a little bit more reliable to do it inside of the ATEM. But one of the interesting things I noticed about the 4ME is that the media pool, these stills, they do persist when you turn off the ATEM and turn it back on. And in the 2ME, it did not, which is a super weird distinction to me. I was really confused about the 2ME when I was borrowing that one, that it didn't persist the media pool. I don't know why, but the 4ME does. However, it does not keep these clips. So the internal storage, when it's powered down, doesn't store all these animations. So at this point, I've got it saved on my computer, so I can load in the sound file, and here you can actually see each frame is stored as a PNG. So you can actually just go through step by step these PNG files, and you can see they have transparency. And now when I turn the thing back on, I just have to drag this folder back up there, which is kind of cool. It's just a folder full of ping files, and it turns into an animation. So it's kind of neat. Anyway, that's the for me. Okay, let's see what other questions are coming in. Eric says the animated T-bar on the ATEM software control is so fun. Oh yeah, that's another interesting thing about the way that it works is when you're on the Stinger, if I manually drag the T-bar, it doesn't play the video clips or the sound, but it will trip. Oh, they're both on preview. It will, let's set that. It will switch over once the T-bar gets to the bottom. Oh, I spoke too soon. Nope. Nope, it's just not doing anything on Stinger. But if I hit enter, it'll do it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't use the T-bar. What happens when it reboots? Do you have to reload it back up? Yeah. So I've done the full XML export to save everything out. All the settings come back, all the macros and the still graphics come back, but the animations don't. Yeah. The clips in the media pool, are they exported as a special format? They're all exported as PNG files, which is nice. So if you look at the folder I have here, these are the still graphics from the media pool, and there's my little iPhone overlay. There's a snapshot of Rocky that I was using for setting up a shot. And the animations get exported. I actually uploaded, what do they call it? It was now I don't remember the original format I uploaded. It was not a series of ping files. It was now I'm totally blanking. But when I exported it out of there, it exported all PNG files. So, yeah. Didn't know you could hit enter to get the T-bar to move. Yeah, that's like there's a couple of keyboard shortcuts in the software control app that are handy if you're using it. Honestly, I try to avoid using the software control app unless I absolutely have to, just because it's kind of, there's a lot going on. But it is like, if you need to get into the details and see what's actually going on because your companion buttons don't work or whatever, then yeah. I don't think they're documented in here, but you can probably find them in the manual. But like there's one of the useful ones to know when you're on these bigger switchers. Let's say that you've got your window a little bit smaller. See how now, well, my mix effects are up here, but there's barely any buttons. So if you hit tab, it'll switch over, it'll toggle through the series of these buttons, which is definitely hard to keep track of, but at least you can get to them. And then even this is not all 40 inputs. So this is only 20. So I have to tab to get to the other 20. Which is weird. I don't know. And I guess I need a bigger screen. This is only 1920 by 1080. So I think if you had a bigger screen, it'll just put more buttons on the screen because it kind of adapts to whatever window size you've got. It'll adapt to. I mean, the animations, when you import them, is it only PNG pictures that you drag and drop, or do you need to compile it to a video first? So I totally forgot the actual format that I had uploaded to it. I wonder if I can find it. It wasn't an MOV file. It was, because it doesn't just take in an MOV. I think it takes, does it take an MOV? No. And I don't remember what I don't remember what folder I saved it in when I made it. Oh no. It was what was it? Yeah, I can't find it on my computer here. Is it in the resources folder? No. Is it in the... It's probably on my external drive, which is not nearby. No, but whatever it was like something I exported out of Resolve, and then the software changed it to export PNGs. But, oh, target sequence export. That's probably what it was. TGA. That sounds familiar. And then, but when I've been restoring it, I've been restoring it from the PNG files. So it can take either, which is kind of cool. Thank you for that. Okay, let's take a look at some of these questions. Have you done any deep review comparison between the Magewell Pro Convert and the Bird Dog? I'm sitting on two Canon N300s and would like to do NDI into a 2ME for my live streams. Ooh, interesting. And David Joshua Ford says, I have a Magewell NDI for the N300s. They work well, but it does add about 20 milliseconds of latency and compresses it to 8-bit. Ooh, good point. SDI, HDMI is still the way to go of processing chroma in 10-bit. So if you don't care about 10-bit color, then you can use the NDI. I would say you're going to get better results from the Pro Convert compared to the Bird Dog. But I haven't done like a really good side-by-side yet. I also don't have that camera to test with. And I don't have any like real cameras that have NDI out other than like my iPhone, which is honestly how I would probably end up using it most often anyway, because I tend to use that to show you around the studio quickly. But maybe I'll find a way to do a comparison with a better comparison with that. But the one experiment I did do with the Bird Dog, it did not work with the video feed from the phone, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, Adam says, did you get a chance to check out SPX graphics? I did not yet. Nope. Sorry. Been working on too many other things this week. From a question from Atale. What do you think about the combination Insta360 Link and the OBSBot adapter and a Hollyland Mars 300 Pro cable cam system to the ATEM Mini? Oh, is that like on a wire, you mean? Wow, with a PTZ head. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. Good work. I'm pretty sure I tried the Insta360 Link with the OBSBot adapter. No, I'm not 100% sure I did, but I'm pretty sure I did. I've had good luck with the Insta360 Link. I like it. I use it as my webcam for my computer now. And the OBSBot going into the wireless transmitter should be no problem because it's just HDMI out. So yeah, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. I wonder how, like, I would be worried about mounting all that stuff to a contraption in a way that's actually strong enough, because that's a lot of stuff to start glomming together with little wires. And power. How are you going to power it? But it seems like it should work. Cool idea. I like it. William says, what do you use to capture audio video from your ATEM's USB? I was using a SanDisk SSD, but it died suddenly. Just get a no media error message. Oh, that's annoying. One thing you could try is just reformatting it. Just format from scratch, because that could be what happened, but it could have just died. I've noticed that they have changed the list of drives that are on their official supported list. And if you go to support, go to ATEM, there is a list here of ATEM Mini Pro ISO Extreme recommended USB-C drives. And this list has been updated quite a bit. So do take a look through this again. This is the ones that they've done testing with and work. Notably, the Samsung T7 used to be on the list, and it's gone now. Most of the time, I am using the T5s. And I do have the 1 terabyte drive, which is the one I mostly record on, and I have not had any trouble with that one. I do have the SanDisk. I think it's the 2 terabyte, and I think that actually didn't work. And I haven't tried the V2 yet. But I do use the SanDisk 2 terabyte for also just editing off of, but after I copy files onto it. But honestly, this is the one I've had the most luck with recording from the ATEM. This is what I mostly use when I'm plugging into the ATEM. So Samsung T5 1 terabyte specifically. And it's interesting. I also think the 500 gigabyte used to be on this list and it's been taken out now. So I don't really know why. Yeah, Samsung T5. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Samsung T5 1 terabyte. So that link is in the chat. Can't reformat, it's dead. Like even your computer doesn't see it. That's annoying. One of the other weird things is, what did I just get? I just got a drive from this list. It was this one, Western Digital Passport SSD 1 terabyte. And let me go make sure that's actually the one. And I wouldn't have expected any trouble from that. And yeah, Western Digital My Passport SSD. And it was a good price. It's still a good price. However, it literally won't mount on my Mac. Like I can record from the ATEM, no problem. And I did a recording on it on the ATEM. I recorded a whole bunch of my course videos on that from the ATEM, and had hours of footage. I go to plug it into my laptop, and it just doesn't show up. It just like on one computer, it just completely didn't even show up in the disk utility, and on another computer, it would mount and then unmount every 5 seconds and just get stuck in a loop. And I was like, "What is going on?" And the only way I could get the files off of that was I had to plug it into the ATEM and then FTP them off, which is not great. So yeah, bad news. So I'm returning those. Hopefully they let me return them because I threw away the boxes already. So not a good experience. I know other people have not had trouble with those, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, Graham makes a good point. I found cables with SSDs to be unreliable. I'm pretty sure I was using the actual cable that came with it, but yeah, I'm not willing to risk it. I'd rather just get drives I know that work. Oh, and thank you, William, for the super chat. Yeah, I don't know. It's these hard drives, they are really finicky. So at this point, I'm very happy to just keep getting the T5s. Because I know those ones work and haven't had any fuss with them. But yeah, these SSDs, they're just getting like, as they get faster and faster, they get more complicated and more possible ways for them to fail, which is very unfortunate. Okay. Oh, good question from Marine X. From the next ATEM Mini, would you rather have 4K local recording, 1080p streaming, and keep the same pricing, or 4K local and streaming with the price bump? Ooh, good question. I still don't think that 4K streaming is terribly practical, so I think I would rather have the option of 4K local recording, but streaming at 1080 and the same pricing. I like it. That's a great solution. There's enough hardware changes needed to do 4K local processing, and even keeping that the same price would be kind of amazing. But because actually, now that I'm thinking this through, because the way that those are built are all like with dedicated hardware that goes and is processing this stuff, it's not like you can just throw a faster processor at it to make this work. In order to do 4K local recording and 1080 streaming, you actually would need a new chip that doesn't exist in the current ATEMs, because the current ATEMs, whatever is being recorded, that same stream of data is what's being streamed on the internet. So that's why when you, if you're streaming when you change the quality of your stream, if you're changing your quality to like streaming high versus streaming low versus hyperdeck high, that quality is what's being broadcast. So even in the current ATEM Minis, you don't have the option of recording a high quality version and streaming a lower quality version because there isn't a separate encoder for the streaming. So in order to do 4K local 1080 streaming, you actually need a new scaler in there to do a new encoder and a scaler and encoder circuit to do that that work. So it would actually take less additional hardware to stream the 4K, unfortunately. But I like the idea because again, I don't really think 4K streaming is super practical for most things. It's a lot of upload bandwidth that it takes, and not a lot of people are watching on a 4K screen anyway. Oh no, this is bad. I don't know if the T5 is available in the UK or Amazon link shows the T7. I think Nils is right. The T5 is officially discontinued, which is unfortunate. So buy them now while you can, I guess. That's annoying. Was thinking about migrating to an NVMe drive, but it's not on their supported list. I would not try to record anything that's not on their supported list, frankly, because you really don't want to have unreliable recordings from the ATEM. Not a good situation to be in. David says, my wireless passport can connect wirelessly as a NAS and has 5 gigahertz connectivity. That sounds super weird. I don't think I want my hard drives to be wireless. Matt says, as a consultant, I had so many issues with the hard drive. I spent a weekend. The OWC never failed. Use real Thunderbolt cable and all problems went away. Interesting. I don't even think these are officially Thunderbolt drives, though. These are USB 3.2. So, oh, and interestingly, this Western Digital is an NVMe drive internally. I don't know. Maybe I'll try one more time, but I was not happy when that drive was just not recognized on my computer. T5 seems to be 3 times the cost of a T7. Ugh. Probably because it's discontinued, so there's not actually new stock available. That's annoying. Yeah, hopefully Blackmagic updates the firmware soon to support the T7. Works in the ATEM, but not on the Hyperdeck. I know that it was on the list at some point, so it works, but at this point, I really just don't want to be in a situation where I'm risking it not working, so I'd rather stick with drives that I know they've tested. Yeah. Okay, let me scroll back somewhere. Where was I in the chat? That's why the little dashes are useful when I press that stinger. Vance has half of a question. I don't see the rest of your question. My daughter is interested in making videos. Are something. Well, finish the question. We'll see what we can do. Very cool that she's interested in making videos, though. Okay. From Renee, I'm using the Mini Pro. What's the best way to have program out to a conference monitor while streaming and also having a multi-view? Yeah, the classic. You want everything. I know. This is the problem with the original ATEM Mini Pro and the one HDMI output. So the only way to get the multi-view out of the ATEM Mini Pro is the HDMI. That's the only option. And if you are streaming from it, then that's the other way to get the program. That's one way to get the program out. The other way to get the program out is the USB port. So if these are the things that you already you need a multi-view and you need to stream, the one option that's free is the USB port. So one way you could do it is plug it into a computer. And if you're on a Mac, then you open up QuickTime and go to new movie recording. So if you go up to the file, new movie recording, then you can choose your ATEM here. I've got it on the Web Presenter HD, which is what's streaming, which is why you're getting the tunnel vision. But looks like I don't have my other ATEM plugged in. But your ATEM Mini would show up as a camera here, and then you just full screen this. And now we're going to get real tunnel vision. Now you can also see the color shift that the USB port adds. But this will give you a confidence monitor out the webcam port. That's the only option you have left to do that. And it works. It works. Now I'm looking at myself really big here. There's a tiny bit of a delay, but it's not so bad. Actually, it may not even be. No, it's not even different from the multi-view. So it's the same delay as the multi-view. Good question. Oh, and I should mention that the ATEM SDI, which is the ATEM Mini SDI, which is the SDI version of the ATEM Mini Pro, the big difference there is the ATEM Mini Pro has one HDMI out, but the smallest SDI has two SDI outs. And that means that, where do I get to the back of it? Somewhere here. The ATEM SDI, there it is. Two SDI outs, which means you actually can do multi-view out one, program out the other for a confidence monitor, and stream, of course. So if you if you're thinking about switching to an SDI workflow, this thing is great, because I wish they had put two HDMI outs on the original ATEM Mini, because yeah, that is a very common problem. Very common problem. Aha, Vance finished the rest of the question. My daughter's interested in making videos. Where's the... Come on. Oh boy. Why is my graphics stuck? Let's reload that. Uh-oh. I don't know what's happening with my chat. It's totally failing. Wow, what's going on? What am I going to do if I can't show graphics on the screen? It's like the stream doesn't exist without that. Huh. Where is the problem happening? Is it a problem with OBS? Or is it a problem with my server? It might be a problem with my server. That's no good. It looks like it's fine. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I need to... Nope. It's not making it to the window. That's so weird. Well, maybe I can just restart things. See if that helps. Yep. Weird. That was a web server problem. Okay. Interesting. Okay, great question. Now we can keep going. Vance says, my daughter's interested in making videos. I'm leaning towards extreme ISO. Which 4K camera is best value, the Pocket 4K or the Lumix? Okay, so two things. The ATEM Minis, there are very few ATEMs at all that support 4K. It's only the highest tier ones. So the ATEM Mini does not do 4K, which means you're going to need to find a camera that, if you want to record in 4K in the camera, that's fine. But that means you'll need to find a camera that can record 4K internally while outputting a 1080 signal, which is not always a thing the cameras can do. So I don't remember off the top of my head which of the Lumix cameras are capable of that, but I know for sure the G7s, which I normally recommend, do not do that. The G7s are great if you are only using them as streaming cameras. I was using them as my main camera in here for a long time because they're relatively affordable, and they are one of the cheapest ways to get a camera that can do clean HDMI out with interchangeable lenses and good looking color. But the big limit of the G7s, they are technically a 4K camera, but if you're recording at all, the HDMI out is disabled. So they're not good for that combo. So if you want to record 4K, you need to find a camera that can record 4K internally while outputting 1080p, which, again, sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head which ones can do that. I normally don't work that way, so I haven't even tried to do much research on that, but I'm pretty sure the ones I'm using now can, but I don't think this would be a good way to start either. These are the Lumix BGH1 cameras, and they have a HDMI out, which you can, pretty sure you can set it to whatever you want. Let me see if I can just show you what I mean. So this is the menu for the camera. This is the side camera. I can go into the menu here and let's see, HDMI. So you'll need to look for through the menu like this to see what you can do. SDI output is on. It makes sense. Do I get any options of that's just on or off? Info display is at the HDMI port. I think, I remember what it is on the BGH1s. Again, I'm not saying this is a good option for starting out, but the BGH1 only outputs 1080 on SDI always, and the HDMI output can output 4K. So that means that I can record in this camera in 4K because the SDI out will always be 1080. So again, that's what you're going to want to look for, but I don't have a quick recommendation. I'm pretty sure some of the other Lumix cameras like the GH5S and GH5 Mark II could be good options, but just double check that it can record internally 4K while outputting 1080. The other big thing to note about the two is the Pocket 4K does technically integrate with the ATEM. I have never been super impressed with the integration. I never really used it. It doesn't let you trigger recording or anything, but it does let you do, from the ATEM software control, it lets you change the exposure and the focus. You can at least press the autofocus button. You can do the color grading on here, which it's not as powerful as obviously creating a LUT like you can do in Resolve and then upload it to the camera, but it is something. Again, I never really felt like it was super useful to me because you also can't get into the menu from here. Like you can't actually change any settings on the camera other than these picture settings. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to switch over to the Lumix cameras with the desktop control, because I can literally go into the camera menu system here and do whatever, right? So I can go change video modes. I can change. This is just literally the same as navigating the camera system on the back of the camera. I just do it from the computer. So that's what I was hoping that Blackmagic integration would be, and it really wasn't. So I was kind of disappointed by that. But that's the big difference is the Lumix cameras don't have any kind of integration with the ATEMs. So you're totally on your own for that. Not super concrete answer. Hopefully it was helpful though. It gives you some things to think about. And now I'm just scrolling through to see if anybody is answering. 1080p is good. Yeah, if you only care about 1080 and you don't care about 4K, then there's a bunch of other options that open up because you don't need to worry about the 4K recording with a different output. Okay, good answer confirmation here. Blackmagic Studio 4K Pro records in 4K, and you can set the signal out to 1080p. Great, okay. That's a Blackmagic Studio 4K Pro, which is not this Pocket. Lumix FZ2500 can do 4K and output 1080p. That sounds like a European model number, so I don't know off the top of my head. FZ2500. What is the US model number of that? it looks like maybe it is a US number. What is this camera? It is, I've never used this one. Yep, I don't know. Is it not interchangeable lens? Ah, that's, yeah, okay, not interchangeable lens. So it's, oh, that's cool though. Still not cheap, which is why I like the G7s, even though you don't get recording while streaming. DJ Ware says, I have a Lumix GH6. I'm recording in 4K via the USB tether app and sending 1080p via HDMI. Cool. Okay, great. GH6. I'm not surprised that GH6 does that. I don't have that camera either, so that is good to get the confirmation. Fantastic. Any other things in here about these cameras? Nope. Great. Okay. Oh, this was from earlier. If you're using the ATEM Mini Pro and you want multi-view out, confidence monitor out, and streaming, yes, the ATEM Mini Extreme will give you that because it has the 2 HDMI outs. And you get the super source, which is super useful, but that is a kind of a larger investment than the ATEM Mini Pro, especially with the new price drops on them. Okay, 10:50. Wow, time is just flying by. Let's do a quick reminder for people who are just tuning in. I see there's a bunch of new people here. Greetings. We are going to do a giveaway shortly before the end of the stream. 2 giveaways. This is going to be a new thing I do at the beginning of the first stream of every month. And the way it works is if you have sent in a super chat in the last 30 days, which is the closest I have to a membership program, then you are entered into the Extreme prize, which is 50% off any of my digital products or $20 off any physical products, including the PK1 stands. And separately, we have a mini prize, which is 25% off any of the digital products. And that is available to anybody who has chatted in the chat during this stream, during the first stream of the month. So anybody who has just put in their name into the chat and said anything today, obviously you don't need to repeat yourself. You don't get more entries the more you chat. Just if you have said something today, you are entered into that. And near the end of the stream, we will go and choose a winner from those who have entered. Speaking of super chats, Thor, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for a great year of content and helpful information. I appreciate the super chat. It's been quite a year. Yes. I was looking back at the year of videos and live streams, and I was very happy about how many videos I did get out, because my only goal was to do more than the year before. And in 2021, I think it was 18 non-live videos. And in 2022, I ended up doing, it was 28, I think it was the number, which is more than 2 a month, which is great for this not being a thing I can spend all of my time on. So this year, I want to do that again, at least. But I'm also going to try a couple of new things, which you may have already noticed. I'm curious. I'm curious if you say something in the chat if you have noticed that I started posting shorts, snippets from the live streams. So I'm curious if they've been trickling out to your YouTube feed as you're watching. But I decided to do that this year, starting with the easy version, which is clipping out bits from my live streams. But I decided to start doing it because they are doing a much better job of segmenting out shorts now. So they don't show up in my videos tab. There's a special tab for the shorts here. There's actually separate analytics for them too. So in the analytics, you can actually see the stats for shorts totally separately. So now I know for sure that they're not gonna like conflict with the main videos. For now, what I'm doing until I can get better at actually creating new short videos is taking out little bits from the live streams if there was something I showed that was particularly useful, or a little quick demo. That's my plan. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to try to make some actual new short videos too. Sandor from Hungary, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. And and a couple questions about the giveaway. Mike says must be present to win. No, you'll have like the rest of the month to claim the prize. So just make sure that you at some point come back and watch the video to see who won, because if you're not here live, that's fine. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you don't need to be here when I actually do the drawing. Qual Company says, well, if you don't chat but just like to listen, just make sure you say hi at some point. When we start out the stream, we start off with asking where people are from and show people on the map, which is always fun. That counts as entering the giveaway. Andres Belloc, longtime lurker, first time chatter. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And hey, Darren is here. I met Darren at ResolveCon. Great to see you here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's, we got only a couple more minutes here. So I need to do some house cleaning on Lily's companion for her studio. So her stream starts in 25 minutes, which also I should go and make sure mine's going to redirect to her because she posted her thumbnail late. Let's take care of that right now. Roberto is live. No, I'm going to send you to Lillian instead. Redirect. Okay. And what we need to do for her is a couple of tweaks to her companion config. So she sent me a new graphic, which I'm going to download without showing you my screen because it's in our chat. Download. And I need to upload that to her ATEM. So she wanted a new graphic for just talking about the forums that she runs. So we're going to upload, where did that go? Don't know where that went. Let's open that somewhere better. Okay. So we're going to add this graphic into her ATEM. So I should be able to put that in my downloads folder. I always get worried about showing my downloads folder because who knows what's in there. We're going to call this forum banner. Now you can see, okay, so here is her ATEM. She said she doesn't need the giveaway banner anymore. So we're going to replace that slot with the forum. And that means actually that button that I have for her in Companion should work now already with that. So if we take a look at, where is it? That was the giveaway, the planner giveaway banner. So we're going to replace that with a new emoji. It's going to be people. Let's do, where's the one with the 3 people in it? Isn't there just no, maybe it's, it's this one I'm thinking of. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's a forum icon. So that should work. Let's see if it does by pulling up her multi-view. And is that going to work today? Yes, looks like she's getting ready. So let's see if that button works. Press the forum and did it work? Nope. Why not? Forum banner, media player on air. Let's try it again. Press the button. There it goes. Aha, it did work. Okay. Looks great. That was easy. But the other thing we wanted to do was change some of her buttons because she's got this new overhead camera, which is in a, I tightened it this morning, got on a better magic arm. So what we're going to do is move some of these buttons around. She says she doesn't use this button very often, so it's going to go over here. And then we're going to move we're going to move. So the Apple TV is what she uses to share like the iPad screen or computer screen into the stream. And then the overhead camera, she used to share her phone into the Apple TV wirelessly as an overhead camera, but now we have an actual camera there. So what I'm going to do is give her the same 3 layouts that we use for the 3 shots as buttons that are all grouped together. So full screen on either the Apple TV or the overhead, the full either overhead or Apple TV with a round circle, which is like what we see here. And we can get rid of that graphic. Or the side-by-side super source, where it's either her Apple TV or the overhead camera in a super source next to her face. So what I want to do, we're going to move some of these around. I hope she doesn't mind. She's probably going to end up, because I'm like, I want to make sure these are in the right spot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move some of these things around. I'm going to move camera here. That's just the main camera. All her graphics are going to go up on this next row. And then we're going to do Apple TV. This is going to make sense in a second. Camera with Apple TV. Apple TV in circle. And then we're going to do the 3 in parallel here. So overhead in circle goes down here. And then we're going to copy camera with Apple TV and call this one overhead, full screen. Change that to the overhead and here. And then this one is going to be camera with, I should probably call it side by side. Maybe we need a picture. We need a little icon. That's what we should do, because it's hard to just read these labels. Maybe we can create some of those right now. So let's grab a snapshot of the overhead camera and a snapshot of her main camera. It should be small enough that it doesn't matter. And then let's put let's put the, I wish the Apple TV was on. For the super source, how are we going to do the super source icon? I can do it in Affinity. I've been switching to Affinity Photo instead of Photoshop because I don't want to be paying Adobe that much anymore. And so far it's going pretty well. I've been mostly happy with it. So let's see, desktop. I've got these 2. So we're going to make, what is this? I always forget the icon size. 72 by 58. It's so small. 72, 58. And we're going to do overhead. It's so big. Oh my gosh. Okay, there it is. So let's see. Will this be recognizable as an overhead camera when it's tiny on a button? Probably, because it'll be like her planner shot. So that's the overhead. And then we need one that is, we need to make the side-by-side layouts. So let's duplicate. How do I duplicate? Duplicate that. And then make it small. And then put this next to it, even smaller and cropped. Is this going to work? Is this going to read at all when it's tiny? Mask. Affinity is like almost like Photoshop, but let's see, mask. Every now and then there's something that's like, I don't quite understand why they decided to do it differently. There we go. I wish I could get her to look at the camera for a second. Maybe I could just grab a photo off of her YouTube. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take like this. And that's going to look better. Okay. Now it'll look more like a face when it's tiny. And then we're just going to mask it out. So something like that. And am I putting too much work into this? Possibly. Okay, and then how are we going to make this look like it's on her background? We need like the graphic. We need the pink. Maybe I can just make it pink. It's probably not going to show up in a texture anyway. So we're going to do a color that looks like her background color. And then fill that. No, how do I paint? This is one of the shortcuts that doesn't work in Affinity. Oh, that's not the right color. It's like more like that, yeah. Okay, that looks like a side-by-side. So now we can export. Where are those little extras coming from? No, I'm so not, I do not need to go this deep with it, but where are they coming from? They are coming from that layer. Why? Why are those there? Brush? Why is my brush super weird? Just give me like a, oh my God, I just want like a, where's my 1 pixel brush? Oh my God. There we go. Close enough. Okay, export 7258. This is going into downloads. This is overhead, super source, and then we have the regular overhead, export. And now we can load these into Companion for cute little buttons. Okay. Overhead full screen, remove the text, browse, grab the icon. That looks like a overhead. Get rid of the text. This is, oh, that's not the right one. This is the, yeah, it is. This is why we have pictures. Okay, you want to look like that? Press that button. Overhead and circle. So we need to make that little layout. So we need the little, we need overhead full screen with a circle mask of her face. How am I doing on time? We're gonna do the giveaway right after this because I just wanted to make sure this gets done. Circle. And let's see if this works the way that Photoshop does, where I can have a selection and then press the mask button, and it does. Look at that. We move that over here. Think that'll be recognizable as a face in a circle? I think so. Export that as overhead and picture, and put that on this button. Then we need to make these buttons actually work. So this is going to be main camera, circle, oh, ME1, upstream key. Those probably do the same thing. It's interesting. We'll leave it for now. Change the DVE properties of the upstream key. That makes the circle. And then on air, and this is the overhead. Okay. This should be the Apple TV in circle. So at the end of this, we get an action that says, oh, where's the Apple TV? There it is. I hope those actually work because there's a lot of things that appear to be duplicate actions in this. Well, think about that. Camera with the Apple TV is going to be that, but I need a, oh, looks like she's testing things out. Looks like she's testing the buttons. Hopefully they work. Let's make sure this one works. Super source, main, Apple TV. This one's wrong. So that should be overhead and box 1, box 2 on air, box 3, box 4 off, super source. Yep, that looks good. And this should just be overhead, which I think we did already. Okay, so I think they work now. Let's see if that is true. Looks like it. And now I realize I'm not looking at the chat. So let's pull up the chat in my other window. Not logged in. Let's go back to the chat on my computer. Virtual Stream Deck operation happening. That's a good icon for the super source scene. Cool. Thanks. How are you connecting remotely to the ATEM and transferring files? This is how you would do it if you're on the local network. This is what you'd be doing. You just open up the ATEM software control and connect to the IP address. I happen to have a VPN set up at both locations, between each location, which I've talked about now a bunch of times, and I'm overdue to make a video about it. But yeah, it's a VPN connection, which is how that works. 7258 is really small. It's true. Oh, Lily's watching, so it'll be fine. I knew you were working on my Stream Deck because things started appearing on my monitor. Yep. Stream Deck surgery in progress. Okay. How are we doing on this? So now we've got camera controls are down there, which are the lowest buttons, so they're easiest to control. And then, oh, let me get that out of there and move it up. So this is like the graphics row. And then this is the cameras area down here. And then these are the other graphics, the icons or overlays. Okay, I think that's it. Should we double check that these all work? There's nothing on the Apple TV, but we can see it in the, the tally. So let's do Apple TV full screen. Yeah. Camera with the Apple TV. That's the side-by-side. So at some point what I'll do later is grab something that looks like slides, and I'll make these same icons with slides instead of the planner. That way it's clear that it's like the Apple TV. Apple TV in circle, that should, yeah, Apple TV is on, circle's up there. Oh, interesting, the circle's up there. Oh, I think she asked me to move it over to the other side for the planner because it'll block less that way. And we go to the overhead camera, yeah, and we go to super source, yep, and then we go to planner with the overhead camera, and it's over there because that way it doesn't block the page. Looks good. And just to be sure, let's go between this one and the other one, because if you have, sometimes if you are just changing between like what's on an upstream key, you may not realize that the upstream key type change action didn't get into the button. I've had that happen before, but it looks like we can change between any of these now just fine. So I think we're good to go. Cool. I will stop pushing those buttons and leave her to do her thing, which is now happening very soon. Middle pink one doesn't work unless it's the Apple TV. Yes, it works now. Great. Okay. Transferring files remotely, you should mention FTP. So that's the other way around. The what I was doing here was uploading graphics to the ATEM in the software control, which is not over FTP and does not work over FTP at all. If you want to get files off of the drive that records to, you can do that over FTP. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions before we wrap this up and do the giveaway. Thank you for the super chat, Koala20. I learned a lot from your Stream Deck guides. I appreciate it. I should do more Stream Deck guides. And, oh, question from Chris from a little bit ago. Maybe I missed it. What are you doing for audio lately? Lately, my audio setup is this Audio-Technica AT875R, which is coincidentally the same microphone that Lily uses. I've had it for years, and I just put it in her studio, and then I was like, actually, I really like the way that sounds. So I got another one for my studio. That is, here is the microphone. And in this studio, it runs directly into the mixer that's in that rack. So that is the XR32 rack, X32 rack. That's the name. Which has been great. And I'm now starting to pull audio sources out of the ATEM through it. So they're connected digitally. So I can pull audio out of the ATEM into the mixer and then send it out my speakers. So if I'm playing a clip on the HyperDeck, I can hear it in the room, but I can not have the microphone out of the room. That's a whole video by itself, but that is super, super cool. Starting to get that set up better now. And in Lily's studio, it is the same microphone, but then the mixer over there is the Zoom. God, I always forget. It's the Zoom. Oh my God, I want to say it's the H6. No, F4. Oh my God, there's Zoom F4. That's the one that's over in her studio, which I actually got that one because it was one of the only ones I could find that could connect to the ATEM TV Studio HD. So it has the outputs. I ran into the TV Studio HD and it worked. And it was one of the few ones that actually worked. So we're not using the ATEM TV Studio HD anymore, but yeah. How do I turn on the Chromecast monitor for comments? Oh, if the Chromecast is not on, you need to reboot it. So that's why I have the Chromecast plugged into the little rack strip with a label that says Chromecast power, and you just have to pull the USB and plug it back in. Sometimes it just turns off and then just doesn't turn back on. Don't know why. Okay, we're coming up on the end here. Couple questions really quick. What's the best way to connect to OBS and record videos on the SSD when there's only one USB-C on the ATEM Pro ISO? Connect to OBS and record videos on the SSD. If you want to record an SSD on the ATEM, you have to do that over USB, which eats up your USB port from the ATEM. This is another one of the differences between the ATEM Mini and the Extreme. The ATEM Mini Extreme has 2 USB ports. So you can do one to your computer, one to a hard drive. Other than that, you're kind of, again, stuck because if you want multi-view, that takes your HDMI. And if you want to record, that takes your USB, and then you're out of outputs other than streaming. So you just have to choose what to give up, or one other option is record in OBS instead of on the ATEM, which that will work. If you don't need the multi-view, take your HDMI out to another capture card. So a little $20 USB capture card would work to bring it into OBS that way. But then you lose your multi-view, of course. This is a great question from Spots. Any tips for reorganization of the studio? I'm taking everything off and reinstalling to make things work and look better. I am too. I am always doing that. I am probably going to move things around in here again too. I'm not unhappy with this shot, but I think what I had several iterations ago was actually a better use of the space, because I was trying to set up that gray wall, which is over there. I was trying to set that up for shooting B-roll the other day, and like this table comes too far into the room and makes it kind of awkward to use that. So I think I might switch it all back to how I had it before, with the one difference being this rack will stay here. It might go a little bit to that direction, but instead of having the rack next to my table, we'll see. I'll show some sketches of that at some point. good question. Next to a follow-up question, which is the answer. Is there a way to add live video to my website and use your work with Owncast? Owncast has been doing a lot of updates to redo the web interface to it to make it easier to maintain going forward and easier to use. Owncast is a self-hosted live stream platform. So if you don't want to stream to YouTube, you can stream to your own Owncast instance. And I don't know. I don't think, let's see, test. Is my test one up? I don't actually know if it's on right now. It may not be online right now. Nope. Do I have another one that's online? No. My server is off right now, I think. But if you go to the directory, you can just see some stuff that's online right now. And these are Owncast instances. There should be a demo. Oops, someone put a NSFW1 in the directory. Here is the main Owncast. This is what it looks like. Nope, that's not it. I thought there was just a demo. Where is the main demo one? Owncast TV. Example stream. This is the one. This is what it looks like. So it's just a little player. It has a chat on the side. It has like your description and stuff. It's great. It's pretty easy to get up and running if you're comfortable with self-hosting stuff on your website. It does also give you a iframe tool. So you can iframe this into your main web page. So if I wanted to put it on aaronpk.tv, I could actually have an embed here from Owncast. So that is a great way to do it. There are other solutions that let you do that you don't have to self-host, but I like Owncast because it's free and you can self-host it. We'll talk more about that later because I don't have enough time to get into that right now. Still no border in SuperSource. Is there any in the 4ME? Ooh, I haven't looked. Let's find out. 4ME. Is there a border in SuperSource? Art. Box. Crop. Where is it? I don't remember where it is. So I have a it's disabled. Why is it off? I don't know why it's here, but it's not. I can't do anything with it. No. Looks like no. Interesting. The way to get around that is basically to slap something on top of it, which is a little bit more work to set up, but you can definitely do it. Okay, let's see if we can get a couple of the questions from before we get right to the end. I'm gonna do the giveaway right at the end, it looks like. From Luke, do you know when the new ATEM Mini Extreme ISO will be out? I want to buy one, but also hoping they will allow 4K recording in the next model. No idea. Sorry, Luke. But thanks for watching. I don't know anything about, almost nobody knows anything about release dates for Blackmagic. They're very secretive about that. I do agree that 4K recording would be great. I don't know if we're going to see that in an ATEM Mini line ever. But I have been surprised with what they've crammed into the minis in the past. So it has been a little while since the Extreme was launched, so maybe. But this is not exactly we're not exactly in a time that is conducive to lots of chips being available for people to make hardware. So yeah. Yeah, Ray is also waiting for a 4K model. Oh, Axel, thank you for the super chat. I need to have a great connection with the YOLO while traveling across the USA. I know of LiveU and bonding, but it's expensive monthly. So interestingly, they actually, I haven't done a video about this yet, but they did release a new thing in the YoloBox, which is called their, it's ASP, I think it's called Ardent Streaming Protocol, and it's meant to do, and bonding. So they've got those built in now. And I'm planning on doing a video about this to talk more about it, but those two things together should give you better results in an ATEM Mini stream or a YoloBox stream. So I need to do some more testing with that. But if you've already got the YoloBox, then just update it and try it out because you may find that it solves those problems. And thank you for the super chats. yeah, I don't have like a quick tutorial on this, but this is a good idea. So I will see what I can do about making that video. Okay, before we get to the end of our hour and a half and send you over to LilyStream, we need to do the giveaway. So this is, let's see if this is going to work. Hopefully all my graphics things work for this. So if you have sent me a super chat in the last 30 days, you are entered into this giveaway for the extreme prize, which is 50% off any of my digital products, stress test video clips, and 50% off of those is actually quite a lot. So, or the digital planner for the Remarkable tablet, or the YouTube planner organizer, or anything else you can find in any of my stores. Or you can take $20 off any of the physical products, including the PK1 stands. You'll get a coupon code with that if you are the winner. So we're going to load in right now. Let's see if this works. There we go. These are the amazing people who have sent in super chats in the last 30 days. We're going to go ahead and give this a quick spin and see who is the winner. Okay, if that is you, please send me an email to hello@aaronpk.tv, and I will reply back with the coupon code for the discounts. Let's do congratulations and thank you for joining. Thank you for participating. A spinner. It is cool. Okay, the next one is for the mini prize, which is 25% off any of the digital products. And the way you enter this one is by chatting during this live stream. So if you have said anything during the live stream at some point today, you're entered into this giveaway. So let's go ahead and load up that wheel. Look at all those names. That is just everybody who has said something in the stream today. So let's give this one a spin. Oh my God, that looks really loud. Sorry, I need to turn the volume down on the sound effects, I think. And it's Axel Live. Congratulations. So if that is you, again, send me an email to hello@aaronpk.tv. I will drop it in the chat right now so you have it, and send me an email and I will send you back the coupon. Congratulations. I want that spinner, so I'll talk about that at some point later. I had fun hacking that up. It's all cobbled together from various JavaScript samples that I found online. That's how that works. But yes, thank you for playing. That was fun. We will do this at the beginning of the first stream of the month again next month. So in February, yeah, we will do that again. Don't forget to pay taxes. Usually, depending on the country, usually you don't have to worry about it if it's under a certain dollar amount. So hopefully the prize is under that dollar amount for you. Oh, Axel Live, I've never won anything in my life. Well, congratulations. Today is your lucky day. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Let's go fade that out. Congratulations. Okay, there's a bunch of more questions here that I see, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get to them, but come back in again next week. We'll see you back here again next week, same time, same place. And if you have any other questions about things that we didn't get a chance to talk about today, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll either answer you there or put it in my list of videos to make for if it requires a longer explanation. That's the plan. So yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the super chats. These are the super chats from the last 30 days who were all entered into the Extreme giveaway. And we'll see you back here again next week. In the meantime, we're gonna go check out, hang out on Lily's stream. She's gonna talk about 2-week planner review. This stream should redirect automatically when I end it. Otherwise, the link to her show is in the chat. And I will be hanging out there in the chat as well, and probably cleaning up some of the stuff in this space so that it's a little bit nicer for next week. Thank you for being here, and see you all again